Shooting in the streets type shit.
Obviously, he's no introduction.
There's video and everything. Fight Hype has it.
Money Mayweather, thank you for joining us, Floyd. We appreciate it. Good to see you again.
But we made a truce.
How y'all doing, everybody at home?
So
I don't matter how my hat look. They got to turn the music down a little bit. I know he's training.
All right, so we're live right now on Showtime, YouTube. People watching all over the world right now joining us. I just wanted to stop you real quick while you walk in and Tank is here working out. It's been 12 weeks.
Who he talking to? You make it copyrighted.
You've been able to spend a lot of time with him. You've been able to...
You don't know me, boy.
Basically, be like a big brother to him. He's been with you more times this last...
More like a father figure.
Absolutely. Okay,
yes.
so more family, correct.
Wow, really, Floyd? My bad, I just switched to 1080p.
Be like a big brother to him. He's been with you more times this last...
More like a father figure.
Absolutely. Okay,
yes.
so more family, correct. What do you think he's learned from you here? Because, you know, it's 2017 when he started, won his first championship. From these last 3 years that we've been dealing with, all the issues of people trying to play with belts and whatnot. We've had 3 years.
Bring it down a little bit more, please.
Of championships. Last year he sold out 3 dates.
Yes.
LA, Atlanta, Baltimore. And what has he been able to learn from you?
Hey, Tank. Tell him break it down. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. What has he been able to learn from you here in the last 12 weeks?
I got to do my interview for you. Okay.
This is a shit show
first,
already.
I just want to say, congratulations. You know, to all the young fighters, you know, that's making big moves in the sport of boxing. I must commend all the young fighters that's up and coming. Take my hat off to them and say, you know, congratulations just on all your accomplishments, all the young fighters at lightweight. Not just at lightweight, just in boxing period. So I just want to say congratulations to all the fighters, not just the fighters at lightweight, but all the fighters. So as far as Tank, I'm just so happy with Tank. Right now, one of the biggest fighters in the sport of boxing. No matter where we go, he's, you know, I've laid the blueprint on what to do. And I played a major part, and I'm supposed to play a major part in helping him grow, as far as growth. But as far as in the ring, what we've been talking about these last 12 weeks, what's very important is basically making the weight. Your weight should be made a lot earlier. So he decided to come to Las Vegas, do a 12-week training camp, and so far, everything has went great. He's been able to focus, work extremely hard. He got different looks as far as sparring, boxing. He got different looks. And the main thing is, right now, he's under 134 pounds, which is great. So I think we have like a week and something to go. I don't know how many days exactly.
10 days.
I'm proud of him. And I mean, I'm proud of Leo too, also, because you know a lot of people saying, oh, Leo's a small guy. Let me tell something. Let me tell people about the sport of boxing. The sport of boxing is about testing yourself against the best. And if you beat the best at your weight class, you must move to another weight class. So Leo was the best at one weight class. He moved to another. He dominated. He moved to another. He dominated. And that's what this sport is about. Taking chances and taking a huge risk to be the best. I did the same thing. I was at 130. I beat the best at 130. I went to 35. I beat the best at 135. I went to 40. And at that time, the biggest name at 140 at that particular time was Arturo Gatti. Now, he probably wasn't the best fighter, but that was the biggest name. And the biggest fight to be made at 140 at that particular time was me and Arturo Gatti. Correct. So we made that fight happen. Then eventually, I couldn't get Constant Zoo for that fight to happen. The Constant Zoo fight wasn't able to happen. So you know what I did? I said, let me go to 147 and take a risk and roll the dice. I went to 47.
He should come back and fight Tim.
I fought Zab. And then,
there you go.
Of course, Zab was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was the last undisputed champion at 147 pounds. And then eventually I moved to 154, fought Oscar at a weight that he wanted to fight at. And then when I take a chance or a risk and go up and fight a guy, they're going to say, you know what, he's over the hill. You know, and with the sport of boxing, and I want to say this right now about the sport of boxing. I don't want everybody.
This man really got an ego problem, bro.
A belt. I'm tired, and I'm at home, and this goes for any company. I don't care if it's Top Rank, if it's Golden Boy, if it's Mayweather Promotions, if it's PBC. There's too many champions in the sport of boxing.
Okay, all right, Floyd.
Too many champions. It's not a such thing as a super champion. Not at all. And I'm not taking nothing away from no fighter.
Hey,
it's too many
he was
belts.
a super champion.
And the reason why is let me tell people what's going on in the sport of boxing, why there are so many different titles and so many different belts. People don't know you have to pay for every belt that you win, there's a sanctioning fee. So now if a fighter wins an interim belt, he has to pay a sanctioning fee. If a fighter has just the regular belt, he has to pay a sanctioning fee. Then if a fighter is a super champion, then he has to pay a sanctioning fee. This is not good for the sport of boxing. When the sport of now, when a fighter fights, every fighter is a champion. Now, after you see no belts is like a fighter winning an amateur trophy. Everybody is the champion. Everybody have a belt. Now we look at the lightweight division, okay? And I want to say the fight the other day was a hell of a fight. Congratulations to the winner.
No, let him keep going. Let him keep going.
Out there and did what he had to do.
Floyd 2020.
But if Devin Haney is the WBC champion at lightweight.
Yes! Do it, Floyd.
Gervonta Tank Davis is the WBA champion. Now, it's safe to say that Telecast is the champion he's the champion, the IBF and the WBO champion.
Oh, he's trying to.
I can't knock what he has done, because I have to take my hat off to him, you know, for what he has done. And then we talk about different fighters proving themselves. There's no different from Marquez. They're gonna say, oh, Mayweather was the bigger guy. Remember, at one particular time,
Okay, he's back. He's back to talking about himself now.
Before I went to
Back to talking about himself.
When I was in the Olympics, I fought at 125 and a half. It's 125 and a half because it's 57 kilograms. So, in that same year, I turned professional at 130.
He was doing real good, though.
So we can't keep talking about guys.
He was doing real good.
This guy is a small guy. To be the best, you must take risks. You must take chances. And if it takes going up in weight or going down in weight.
Mind you, we've been here
boxing. That's how boxing works.
for almost an hour already.
And we look at Manny Pacquiao. He done the same thing. He take chances.
Where the fuck is Take at?
To me, guess what they say? Mayweather was he was the bigger fighter. You know, it's always a catch-22 when it comes to me. So once again,
Poor rambling
I'm not
Ralph.
no fighter. But I'm tired of seeing fighters after the fight. Everybody got a championship belt now. Now boxing, all these belts is like trophies. The WBC, the WBA, the IBF and the WBO. Y'all gotta clean it. Y'all gotta clean this shit up. Y'all have to clean this up. This is bad for boxing. Ain't there such thing as no super champion.
Okay, we're back.
You guys are just taking extra money from all these fighters, getting extra money from sanctioning fees. And this goes to my company as well. We got to clean the sport of boxing up. This don't look good. When you look on TV now, everybody's a champion. You see all these fighters.
That's true, man. Thank you,
Al
Heyman.
Lightweight, which is Ryan Garcia. And then I look at Ryan Garcia, and he's a pretty cool fighter. And I don't take a nothing away from him. He's with Golden Boy, and I wish him nothing but the best in his career. But before you can, and I seen Ryan for an example.
Oh, Floyd, great crowd.
Garcia is one of the fighters that got in the ring holding the WBC belt and holding another belt. This is not cool for the sport.
He's not a champion.
Do I think he can become world champion? Absolutely, he can become champion. Do I think he can beat Gervonta Tank Davis? Right now, as of right now, absolutely not. Now that would be a fight next, but Tank cannot overlook Leo Santa Cruz. Hell of a fighter. Tough competitor, and like I said before, if he went to 4 weight classes, it's obvious he can fight his ass off.
Rambling Ralph want to take his mask off so bad.
No different from Canelo. Canelo was able to jump weight classes. You know why? You look, you say, well, Canelo, when he faced they said, well, you beat Canelo at a catchweight.
Bro!
You go back and you read the articles. Before you can speak on anything, you must do your homework. Okay. Canelo was the one that said he wanted to fight me at a catchweight class.
Oh my God,
me
bro!
being a smart
This is
businessman,
ridiculous.
Guess what? I'm gonna test you and see if you really want to do it. Now, is he one of the best fighters out there, pound for pound? Absolutely, he's one of the best out there. But we cannot overlook Gervonta Tank Davis. He's also one of the
there
best
we go. We're
out
back.
there, pound for pound. And you look at him, I believe it's like over a 90% knockout ratio.
95.
95% knockout ratio. So whoever you got to realize this. One thing we know about Gervonta Tank Davis, you know, he got an equalizer in any hand. So he can hit you with any hand, and it could be good night Irene.
Now, Gervonta Davis inside the ring, we realize that. Now, Gervonta Davis, real quick, so we can go back.
You said I gave Floyd?
The maturation of Gervonta. Can you explain briefly for 30 seconds on what you have been able to do for him?
30 seconds, Floyd.
Well, one thing I'm going to keep stressing to these fighters, just period. Everybody want to know, how am I able to still live the life, you know, that I live? We can't just think about, and Telefimo the other day after the fight, he was like, he said something real. What I didn't do was, when I made my money, I ain't just go buy a car or buy a chain. It took me a while to learn the game. I didn't have a Floyd
Okay, there you go. Cut the camera.
I had a Floyd Mayweather, and it's another. You know, if I'd had a Floyd Mayweather, I would probably be in a lot better position than I.
You think the timer gonna run out?
Because I would know how to move a lot better when I was younger and knew smarter things to do. But Al Heyman, a great businessman. Leonard Ellaby, I want to take my hat off to him and the whole Mayweather Promotions staff, because you know while I'm out traveling the world having fun, they take care of the company and they're doing a great job.
Come on, Floyd.
So I must commend Mayweather Promotions for doing that. And one thing about us, what we do is we put fighters in a position to win titles, and we put fighters in position to make millions. You know. And when you look, even like our fighters that fight on PBC.
Rambling Ralph Gray, tip over.
When our fighters fight on PBC, we talk about the Nielsen ratings. When our guys fight on Fox, we don't go out.
Hang in there, Rambling Ralph.
How many homes sometimes it's 4 million, sometimes it's 5 million. So we don't knock nobody for what they do.
Hang in there.
We just got to speak facts. And then there's another fighter out there that we don't talk about.
Oh my God.
That deserves his just due. Andre Ward.
Oh my God!
Even though he retired undefeated, he beat a lot of good fighters.
This is
we
gold.
Talk about him and give him his just due, also. But the other night when I seen that fight,
look at Tech. Like, what the fuck, bro? The timer ran out.
When I go back and look at the fight, I feel that it would have been a lot more.
The timer just ran out.
If Loma got started earlier, but at the end of the day. My thing is this. I think he could have been worried about the power. Now, you can't be worried about what nobody say on the outside. You know, you got to train. That's why Tank, we got him in the gym right now. We got Tank in the gym right now. So he trained because he expected many different looks. So many different looks. You don't know what Leo you may get. You may get a Leo that's on his toes boxing.
Right.
So that's why Tank has so many different looks in his training camp. But I take my hat off to all these fighters. You know, I had my day in the sport, and even like a lot of times when they was talking about comparing Loma to me, when you get, I didn't have to have 500. I didn't have to have 500 amateur fights, and he done something that I wasn't able to do. Right. He was able to win 2 gold medals, which is a huge accomplishment. Right. Just to go to the Olympics. But and they said, well, guess what? He was the quickest to win a world title than any other fighter. I mean, once you fight 300 amateur fights, you're a professional anyway. And you cannot compare a fighter like Loma to me, or a fighter like Ali, or a fighter like Sugar Ray Leonard. You know the reason why? Because we won our first fight. We won our second fight. Right. We won our third fight. So I'm not going to take nothing from Telefimo for what he did the other day. But remember, this guy already had a loss to Salida, and Salida wasn't quote unquote.
Oh my
the best guy in
God.
the world. He was solid, and he won a title before, but he wasn't the best guy in the world.
Well, we appreciate the insight, Floyd. Thank you for joining us again, Floyd Money Mayweather. We're gonna go ahead and
There
get back
you
to the
go,
workout.
Rambling
Gervonta
Ralph.
is there. Again, Halloween night. You'll see this guy there. I'll be there too, and you better be too. Showtime pay-per-view.